Namaste, everyone. With all that's been going on around the revelations of Deepak Chopra's relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, over the last couple of weeks, I've had quite a few conversations with a lot of my colleagues. We've had some hard decisions to make. And after much reflection, I have removed there were six videos that he had done for the Global Peace Tribe that were up on our YouTube channel, and I've removed all of them. And of course, first and foremost, it's time for anybody, especially someone who purports to be a spiritual leader or teacher, to come forward in absolute humility and transparency, acknowledge mistakes made, and create reparations and repair. And I hope that Deepak finds it within him to be able to do that. And I hope that he gets the wise counsel of colleagues to encourage him to really make strong choices that create repair. I also was reminded of a very profound teaching that came from Grandfather David, a wonderful Hopi Indian elder who was quite a mentor to me earlier in my life. Grandfather's long since passed, but he shared a wonderful teaching, which I want to provide. I think you'll see how it's very relevant. His teaching was that one of the great problems with Western culture is that we are driven by money, sex, and power. And that most of the movies, most of the media, that's what we are shown, like somebody who's successful has lots of money and they're very sexy and they have a lot of power. But these are false values. And the way that we know that they are false values is that not everyone can have lots of money, lots of sex, lots of power. Grandfather said what are true values are service, devotion, and humility. And for him, humility meant being profoundly grateful for the blessings from Creator. And he said these are true values because anyone, whether you're 3 years old or 100 years old, you can always be of service to your family or your community. You can always practice devotion, again, to your family, to your community, or to the divine. And you can always be humble. You can always be grateful. Anybody in any station in life, any position, any age can practice those true values. And here's the punchline. When we provide a valuable service, we have enough money. When we practice true devotion, we, as adults, get to experience the most beautiful sex and love of a romantic nature of our lives. And when we truly are humble and grateful, then Great Spirit works through us, and that's true. And I think it's so relevant because as we learn about the horrific Epstein circle, what we see, I think, is people desperate to be part of a club, an elitist idea. And in that elitist longing for money, sex, and power, they said and did terrible things. And perhaps people that had questionable values but were going for money, sex, and power, perhaps Deepak, they crossed a terrible line in that pursuit for money, sex, and power. So again, let's notice within ourselves, when do I make a choice that's outside of my values, outside of my integrity for those things? And how can I focus mostly on service, devotion, and humility? Maximum grace for all those who have been victimized, sexualized, maximum grace for humanity, maximum grace for us all. Thank you for watching.